I'd like to thank all members of the, oh no, I won't thank the public. I'd like to thank councillors and officers joining us for the meeting today. Everyone is reminded of their commitment to the civility and respect pledge and to be mindful of this during the meeting. Be aware that the council is video recording and this will be uploaded onto our YouTube channel. I'd like to bring some points to the interest of the meeting as follows. Please can everyone have their phones turned off or set to silent. The fire exit are via the doors out of the chamber and down the external fire stairs or the main entrance that you entered the building. In the event of a fire, the lift should not be used. The assembly point is outside the Royal Mail Parcel Office on West Street. And please remain seated unless you are invited to speak or need to take a comfort break. The toilet facilities are out in the corridor. Please remember to show respect to others in the meeting and avoid interrupting where possible to enable others to follow the meeting. If any council feels concerned about any aspect of the meeting or discussion, please state clearly point of order. I will then gesture for you to elaborate. If anyone present is felt to be behaving unacceptably, they can be ejected from the meeting by resolution. Thank you for listening. On behalf of the council, I would like to thank everyone for attending the town council meeting. We'll start with agenda item 1, apologies for absent.
Thank you, Chair. So we have apologies from Councillor Walraven for personal reasons and Councillor Dunn is substituting. Apologies from Councillor Meek due to work commitments and Councillor Wearmouth is substituting. And apologies from Councillor Horrow for illness.
Thank you. Are there any disclosure of interests, please? No? Item 3, public participation. There are no members of the public. So we'll move straight to item 4, which is the update report from the Town Clerk. Would you like to take that, Steve? Is there anything you want to summarise?
Thank you, Chair. So this is the non-finance element of the Finance and General Purposes Committee's update report, and I'd welcome any questions.
If there are no questions, I'd like to move to a motion to note the contents of the report. Can I have a proposer, please? Councillor Wearmouth, can I have a seconder? Councillor Dunn, all those in favour? Thank you, that's unanimous. Moving on to item 5. This is the report by Lucy, the Finance Manager, and we are noted to consider the update. Lucy, do you want to take this one?
Thank you, Chair. So this report advises the committee of all receipts and payments from the 1st of April to the 31st of July, along with confirmation that the bank reconciliations have been checked and verified by the chair of this committee. The report also includes information of the funds held within the CCLA Sector Deposit Fund and the interest received. So welcome any questions.
Councillor Dunn.
Chair, would you like me to ask?
No, please remain seated.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, thank you, Lucy. What I'd like to first say, referring to page 19, I did have an opportunity to speak to Lucy because I did raise something at Gloucester.
Sorry, point of order, Chair. It's the wrong agenda item. This only goes up to page 13.
Sorry?
This agenda item only goes up to page 13.
Oh yes, it's agenda item 6 that you're referring to. Yeah.
Am I? Oh.
Yeah, if you're looking at page 19, Councillor Brown.
Oh, I'm sorry, page 5. Oh, I see, I do apologise, that's my fault, sorry, Chair.
No problem,
sorry.
No problem.
Okay.
Any questions on report agenda item 5? Thank you. We're going to note the contents of the report. Can I have a proposer, please? Councillor Bowman, a seconder, Councillor Markwell, all in favour?
I'm sorry.
That's unanimous and carried, thank you. Item number 6, Lucy, this is yours again.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you.
So this report provides information on the income and expenditure from the 1st of April to the 31st of July. Appendix A shows figures for the whole council. Appendix B advises of any significant variances relating only to this F&G committee. Variances against other budgets on other committees are reported at individual committee meetings. However, any queries raised, I'm happy to help.
Any questions?
We already do now.
I'll try again.
Councillor
Thank you,
Dodd,
Chair.
please.
Referring to page 19, I did have an opportunity to speak to Lucy. Thank you very much to Lucy for taking the time out. I had raised the questions at GOSCA, but due to the committee I wasn't able to find the answers. It refers to Seaford. On page 19 we've got Seaford Head Estate. I was a bit sort of confused regarding the breakdown of the income, and Lucy kindly was able to do the breakdown. I mean, I can share it with the committee.
Please do, yes.
But I mean, income filming speaks for itself. The income at Seaford Barn is the rental art space that occasionally the barn is let out for any arts or sort of small, yeah. So that's to do with that. Now the income rent, this is where my confusion was lying, because I thought this was the concession that we've got at the barn. It's not. Lucy explained it's not, it's the farm. So that's the rental income from the farm, well that makes now a lot of sense. And the income nature reserve, the 325, is the voluntary box up at there that I believe the public can give a donation, and that's what that is. And again, thanks to Lucy. But moving over to page sorry, I think it's 26. Moving over to page 26, Lucy explained that anything to do with concessions and street trading is now in a separate section. And again, if you can refer to 1026 Southfield Barn concession, I've now got down and was able to break down what the concession pays yearly and what he pays monthly or whatever. So thank you again to Lucy for taking the time out to explain that, and I'm happy with the answers. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much. Any further questions on that item, please? Councillor Buchanan.
Thank you, Chair. Yeah, on page 27, item under Martello changing places, it's 4275, the building maintenance. I understand there's been some other maintenance that's been needed to put that right some damage. I'm just wondering where that might be accounted for. Damage to the changing places, the locks and inside and stuff like that.
Could I just ask you to check that reference? Did you say 4275?
4275, it's under Martello changing places.
Page
It's on
27.
page 27.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Can you take that, Lucy? Sorry.
That's okay. So the expenditure to date is £227. So that would be including anything up to 31st of July.
Okay, so
Because we're a bit behind
presumably
with
the
when
damage
this report was written.
that I've been hearing about has followed that.
So that will show in the August accounts if there was any expenditure since then. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. No further questions? So we'll move to the motion to note the contents of the report. Can I have a proposer, please? Councillor Boland, seconded. Councillor O'Neill in favour. It's carried unanimously, thank you. Moving on to item 7. Dale, would you like to say a few words about this?
Yeah, thank you, Chair. So the purpose of this report is to provide the committee with an update on the 25-26 work schedule with the town council's policies. It's a very brief report just stating that we've gone through a process of review and updating and identification of missing policies. And the first policy we'll bring to the Personnel Committee on the 9th of May. Any questions?
Councillor Wynne.
I think I'd just like to say congratulations that you're cracking on with this work, because it's been very much a question of doing things when they've needed to be done, and that's no criticism of previous council officers. It's just that the sheer volume of the work and the complexity of it has been quite significant. So it's very good to hear that there is an officer who's tasked with this and can get on with it in a single-minded way, because it's not just the rewriting of the policy, it's actually cross-referencing with other policies, and that's what we were finding, that different policies said different things, and it's really quite a complicated job. So I very much welcome this, because I think it'll make the functioning of the council much easier, and it'll be easy for councillors and the public to understand this when we've got a clear set of up-to-date policies, and then obviously being revised in due course. But it's a good thing to see, and it's a sign of officers in place getting on with things, and I very much welcome it. So thank you.
Thank you.
Councillor Bowman.
Yeah, thank you. I also welcome that we have a new officer dealing with this, because we know we've been behind and wanting policies updated for a long time. What I would like to ask is that at the next F&GP, can we have, because obviously they've done the initial work to review existing policy dates and the risk rating, can we actually have that as an appendix?
Yeah, absolutely.
So we can actually fully see where the work's going and what's going on,
Yeah, no problem.
and which ones have been reviewed first. Thank you.
Thank you. Do you want to add that to the motion? Because at the moment we're just noting the report.
I think officers will bring that
Happy
forward
with that?
naturally.
Okay. Can I just check at 2 point, are there any other questions, by the way? Can I just check at 2.3? You do say that the initial work has included reviewing and risk rating, but it doesn't actually say that the cross-referencing has been taken into account in that work. Has that actually started yet?
Cross-referencing, no. What
As Councillor Weymouth noted. So it's how one policy affects another.
So we've identified, the start of the process is to identify all the policies missing and those that need review, and then rating those. Then through that process of working through the policies on a one-by-one priority basis, we'll then cross-reference everything.
All right,
It's
thank
likely
you.
to start with the HR policies first of all.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions? So for agenda item 7, we're going to note the contents of the report. Can I have the proposer, please? Councillor Bowman, and a seconder, please. Councillor Weymouth. All those in favour? Unanimous, that's passed. Thank you very much. Item number 8, back over to you, Lucy, please.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. So this report presents a draft revised policy of the bad debt policy, setting out a clearer policy which the committee are asked to recommend its adoption to full council.
Thank you.
Happy to answer any questions.
Does anyone have any questions for Lucy? Councillor Bowman.
More of a comment, I'd just like to say thank you for this, especially with the golf membership, because that's obviously something we brought up at a previous meeting that needed more oomph than what was there. So thank you so much for taking that on board.
Thank you.
Any other questions? May I just raise something on the back of what Councillor Bowman said? We did say that the form that the golfers signed needed to go back to legal because it wouldn't stand up in a challenge. Has that been done, please?
Through the chair, the assets and contracts manager is in the process of working on that. When she started the work after the last F&GP committee, she discovered that there were more forms that are used at the golf pro shop, and that the whole sort of gamut of forms needed to be pulled together to ensure that they work together.
Okay.
I think there were some forms that I think, had councillors been aware of, they would have had more confidence in the process as was, but they need to make sure that they all work together, and I believe that she's looking to make sure that that's all in place before January when the new members start.
Alright, is that going to come to this committee for us to look at, or just to note?
Do you know that? I don't know. We can take it back and recommend that she brings it to the F&GP in December.
Yeah,
If that helps.
happy with that?
Would it be the F&GP or would it be the GOG?
GOG.
That would actually oversee that.
We can bring it back to one of the committees, having thought about which one is the more appropriate. I mean, I think there's two different sides to it, because there's the bad debt side to it, which falls into F&GP, but then there's the management of the golf course, which obviously makes it fall into GOSCA. But I'll take it back and review and work out which one is the most appropriate, and then we'll take it to that committee.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? So we are to note the contents of the report and the draft revised bad debt policy, and to recommend the adoption of the revised bad debt policy. So I'd like to take them both together, please. Can I have a proposer? Councillor Markwell, a seconder, Councillor Bowman. All in favour? That's unanimous. Thank you very much. So we're looking at item 9. To advise the committee of the budget timetable, and that's not you. Is there anything you want to say?
There's not much more to add, as this is a brief report laying out the process and timeline for the 26-27 budget process for next year. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Are there any questions on this timeline in the report that this is put together? Everybody happy? We are to note the budget timetable. Oh, sorry, I beg your pardon. Councillor Buchanan.
Thank you, Chair. Just a quick one. I thought I saw somewhere for example, the proposed budget has been presented to the following committees. So this is item 1.6. And so for GOSCA, for example, that committee meeting is on the 27th of November. And then it works through the various things, through the budget briefing and so on in January. I thought I saw somewhere that said any amendments could still be submitted up to December 2025. I'm just trying to find that.
It's 1.1, the last
We'll say page 44, right at the top of the page.
no later
Oh,
than
no
the
later
end of
than the end of
December.
December.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Does that answer your question?
Well, so if, for example, on the 27th of November, the GOSCA, on the 28th of December, we think, oh, we missed something, does that mean we still have an opportunity up to the end of December to make a submission? Is that what this is telling me?
That is possible. It's possible because the final version goes in January. So if there were any amendments wanting to be discussed, that could be discussed at the 27th of January meeting when it actually gets approved by the whole of the council.
Okay.
So at that meeting, if there was anything that wanted to be changed, that could be discussed and it could be part of the resolution that it would be changed.
Okay. I did read that line then, thank you.
Would you not want it before then, though?
There is the budget briefing session. So in that session, that's a not a working group, but that's not a public session. Any amendments that may come from there can then be put into the agenda for the council meeting at the 27th of January.
And that's enough time for you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Through the chair, I think ideally we want them before the F&GP meeting in December, but I think as Lucy's explaining, we can accept them after that, but that would be the...
That's the ideal.
That's
the
You
ideal.
wouldn't
Yeah.
exclude.
Yeah.
Okay. Does that help?
Yes, that answers the question.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Councillor Rayner?
I was just thinking about the sort of practicalities of this, because if you'd had a GOSCA meeting in November, it would have to be the chair, presumably. If any concerns were raised, there wouldn't be any GOSCA meeting between November and the end of December, would there? So it would have to be a discussion with the chair of the meeting to actually raise any other problems, because you've had the committee meeting. And I'm just trying to think how would that actually work in terms of...
I think any of the amendments or any queries would be part of a report to the January council, and then it would be actually approved there and then if that's. So there would be time to do that.
Right. Okay.
Any other questions? So we are recommended to note the budget timetable. Can I have a proposer, please? Councillor Dunn. Can I have a seconder? Councillor Buchanan. All those in favour? That's unanimous and carried. Thank you very much. On to item 10, we're excluding the press and public. But can we have a vote to exclude the press and public? Can we have a proposer to exclude the press and public? Councillor Markwell, a seconder please. Councillor Dunn. All those in favour? That's unanimous.